I think it is about time that I do something with this, or these zucchini plants. There are 3 of them, and they are just kind of spilling out all over. I can't even use this gate right here right now because there's just so much growth. So I think what I'm going to do is I have some baling twine. I think I'm going to try and tie them up along this trellis right here. The only problem that I see with that is that in doing so, the stems, because they've been growing the way that they've been growing for so long, is that the stalk may snap, and that would be a bummer. So I guess I will just take it easy, and then as it's growing up, I am just going to cut off the lower leaves from the bottom up as it goes and see what happens. Now there is a perfect Black Beauty zucchini in here that I am going to harvest first before I do anything. And what I like to do with my zucchini is I actually like to use them to make spaghetti. I try not to eat a lot of carbs, and so when I make my family spaghetti for dinner with regular noodles, I will use the zucchini as the noodles for my lasagna. There's a couple scratches on there, but no bite marks or anything like that, so that will be perfect for a lasagna. All right, so I think I'm just gonna come in from the back side here. I'm gonna take my baling twine and try and find a good leverage point to bring the plant up this way. Now I have been putting this off for some time because it has just been super, super hot, and well, here I am in the middle of the day and it's still super hot. So how is your garden faring where you are? It's hot. It's all I know. Anyways, a lot of these leaves have actually broken off. So let's see. All right, so I've just kind of looped my baling twine around. Hey, buddy. This stalk, and I'm just going to slowly, it's heavy, bring it up. And then I think I'm just going to brace it for now so I can start cutting off some of these lower leaves and see what I'm working with. It's weird walking around. I can feel all the gopher trails underneath my, weed mat here. Okay, so here is like the end of the stalk here. And then I don't have any flowers on here, so I guess I'm just gonna start off by cutting any of these ones that are broken or chewed. I think, I don't know, but like that. Look at all that water coming out of there. And then, like that one. Maybe this. And any of these lower ones, I can just go ahead and get rid of because I don't really necessarily need them. And I gotta watch out for all the yellow jackets too. I'm gonna go ahead and tie this one up also. And I'm gonna see if I can turn it. Like a lot of these just never even got pollinated really, because I think that they're just so overgrown. So So this first one right here doesn't have any flowers or anything on it, so I don't really need to be too careful about cutting any of them off. But what I am going to do is just cut off all this stuff from the bottom. I don't think it's necessary in this, with what we're doing or with what I'm doing with this plant, so, and most of them are just kind of like that anyways. And the more this thing grows, the more of these leaves I'll just cut off as it goes up. This thing has got all kinds of liquid in it. Alright, that's all I'm going to take off of this for now. I don't want to do too much damage to it, so I'm going to focus on this one over here now. This one has a lot of little growth on it, but I just don't think that any of these really got pollinated because they were just really deep in here. So there's a couple more in here, but I don't think that they're going to grow. I have not seen a lot of bees in my garden. What I have seen is a lot of yellow jackets, and I just don't think yellow jackets are pollinating, and maybe they're keeping the bees out. I don't really know. I know that yellow jackets can be beneficial, but I almost wonder if they could be more detrimental than beneficial if the bees just aren't coming in here at all. But I know that they're pollinating because of that, the one that I got, the one that I just harvested. So all right, got one more back here that I want to try and tie up as best I can. I feel like this center one is pretty big, but, and I think maybe I should take some more leaves off. I don't know. I guess I'll just go with the whole less is more thing here and leave these how they are for now and just hope that I start getting some better production. Yeah. So now that that is taken care of, what else can we do? All right, now that that is taken care of, I think what I can do also that is something that needs to be done that I have been putting off is planting my herbs in my herb bed. So yeah, let's go do that. And I think these guys will really benefit from that. They're just not doing so good in these pots. So let's head over to the herb bed. But before I do, let me just show you how hot it is. That is one of my peppers right there, and I need to just get some water on these, just a little bit of water. I'll probably water them again. I meant to water them this morning, but that pepper seems to always just kind of get real hot like that. The other ones aren't so bad, but I'm gonna turn on some water before I get to these guys. All right, this thing is an absolute hot mess here, and has been dead for some time. So I'm just gonna pull these out. Should come out real easy. Yeah. Aren't these so cute? I made these. These are like ceramic or porcelain, like, you know, things that you put in a kiln. Ceramic, porcelain, ceramic. And this one says oregano. I have one in here that says lavender. One in here that says thyme. Yeah, thyme. And I think I have one in here that says basil. So this bed has been neglected for a while. So I think what I'm going to do is I have some soil, and I think I'll just top that off in here and then get this soaking and then plant those herbs in here. Oh, basil. Alright, so it's not much, but it'll do. Actually, I might have another full bag somewhere. And there is a drain in here, so I'm not worried about it getting waterlogged. Woo, spider! Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is leave a little space in the middle, because I may just go to the store, or the next time I go to the grocery store, is just pick up a live basil plant and just toss that right in here along with these herbs. And then I will have a lovely herb bed. So going in with the thyme. And my little steak will go there. And then the oregano. Alright, now I'll just get these watered and then should be good to go until I plant the basil there. All right, I'll be back in a couple days just to kind of show you how well, because we're putting well out there in the universe, how well these are gonna do. And the zucchinis, I am itching a little bit from the zucchinis. They are spiky, and I'm sure those bells are loud, but I'll be back in a few days to show you if anything died. Alright, so I picked this thing up at my local grocery store, and it's just been living in my windowsill for, I don't know, a week or two. And I figured it is time to get it planted. You could actually see right here that I have not been treating this thing very well, as it's starting to die. So I am just going to go ahead and get this in the ground over here and then call this one good. Now this by far is a lot cheaper to buy at the grocery store in this state than it is to buy one of these from Home Depot or the nursery. This was like $3.69, I think. And there are a lot of, each one of these is a sprout from a seed, but I'm just going to plant the whole bunch in the ground. Just holding my wind chime because it's loud. But what I plan on doing with these is as I need to trim these or keep them at a manageable size, is I think I'm just going to dehydrate them. I have a dehydrator, so I'm going to try the dehydrator, and then I also have an air dehydrator also that I have in my greenhouse. And then I will have herbs on hand that I don't need to go to the grocery store for. So thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you again soon. Bye.